I recently made a scratch block. This is a fun, easy shop project that you can complete in an afternoon. It will give you a lot of satisfaction and a lot of flexibility in details that you apply to your furniture. More importantly, these details will be unique because you make the blade. No one else has this profile, and this will become a signature of your furniture. This scratch stock is nothing more than approximately 1.5 inch square piece of oak, perhaps 4 inches long. It has a saw kerf at this end to accept the blade. At this end, there's a threaded steel insert with an Allen set screw. On the top, I've put these 2 pieces of reinforcing metal. That's primarily because the first scratch stock I made, when I tightened the set screw, it snapped off this rear piece of material. I've then just chamfered it, a couple of coats of shellac that are rubbed down and then waxed so it's comfortable in the hand. Now it's pretty easy to use. Here's the detail of a quirk bead, and basically a quirk bead is a half round with this quirk or straight groove. This is called a return quirk, where there's a quirk on 2 opposing sides and a round bead in between. On the engagement chest that I'm making for our niece, I took the scratch stock and put a quirk bead on the upright rails. This is a real simple, delicate detail, but it adds a nice bit of character. And when you run your hand on it, it's nice and smooth, but there's just the slightest irregularity that gives you the sense that this was handmade. I'm going to show you how to use this scratch stock, and we'll put a quirk bead on this piece of material that's blocked down on my bench. So to get this quirk bead detail, I've clamped a piece of stock on this piece of MDF that's firmly clamped to my bench. Let me quickly show you how I set that up. I had 4 pieces this long that I needed to put a quirk bead on the face. What I did is cut a piece of MDF a little bit longer than my stock. I put 2 1/4-inch pieces of MDF on the end as stops that fit my stock. I clamped it in my bench using these pieces of scrap stock that basically hold this right at the edge or just slightly proud of the edge of this overhanging bench. And again, this is just tightly clamped down onto my bench. I then took a set of clamps and clamped that piece of work stock down onto this bench. Just like anything else in woodworking, having something firmly secured is important. Very important when using a scratch stock, because you want to be able to control this and not make a mistake. Now basically with this scratch stock, I'm going to rub this face against the outside edge of this piece of material and let the blade do the work. I practiced a lot with this before actually using it, and I found a couple of things that are useful. One, before you get going, the most important thing is to establish this straight line, the outer edge of this profile. So we'll start with that. On this particular piece of material, I'm not going to run the quirk all the way to the end like I did on this practice one. I kind of brought it down with a little 45 and swept into it. But the first thing is to set the outside edge, and you just have to gently work at it until you get that groove cut on the outside edge. And it's important just to do long, thin strokes. Try and do it in one motion if you can, and not stop. Okay, I think you can see I'm getting a real thin little edge cut there. Now I'm going to come back the other direction. And again, I'm just working on setting that groove. Too far out, but keep it close in. So there is a little body mechanics to this, obviously. I get down low and pull towards the center of my body. So we're starting to get a nice round detail here. We're almost there. And again, kind of use your upper body strength and just pull this scratch stock to you. And your angle of approach is about 45, somewhere between 30 and 45 degrees, and you'll find the right cutting angle. These blades can be sharpened by just polishing on a stone. Okay. Now the couple of last little tips. I have a spray bottle of denatured alcohol, and what I found is the last set of scrapings that you do, if you moisten that with rubbing alcohol, kind of dry off the excess there, the last few scrapings that you do will become nice and burnished, almost polished. And I'm just checking. I'm pretty much down to the profile everywhere except for this end here. There we go. Okay, one more alcohol. All right, here we go. The last little bit that I have is I saved the cutoff from my blade, and I found if I take a little piece of 320 or put the blade in there, if you want, you can use that to just gently sand that quirk bead. There, we're done. Now with this particular piece, since I was doing it on both sides, it's just a matter of removing these clamps, removing any dust, flip it around. Just keep the clamp away from where you're going to be with your scratch stock. And you're ready to start again. So this is a pretty fun, easy project, and the nice thing is you can make a variety of bead details, and again, they're going to be unique because you made them by hand. No one else has them, and any details that you put on your furniture with this are going to be signature details because you made this yourself. So I put a PDF on my blog, and you can download a quick little instruction sheet, but give this a go. This is a lot of fun.